Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Today, in this episode, we want to show one piece of artwork, which is, of course has a lot of history and beautiful poetry in it. And we can start with this, which is called Tahinn. This appeared in the exhibition, which is Ali Omar Ermes in context in 2003 in London, but also appeared in this catalogue, as you can see here. Now the poetry in it, it's about resisting problems, is about steadfasting, being able to carry on doing the right thing without being, if you like, giving to weaknesses and to traumatic happenings around you. So that's the idea of the La Tahinn. It means that you do not allow self-degradation. You do not allow self-degradation. Now the poetry in it came from two sources. One of them is very well-known poet, and we can read here about 3 or 4 lines from Abi Firas, the one Abi Firas, or the book of poetry of Abi Firas. Abi Firas is very well-known, feel like very much like knight. He was a man of courage and man of defending his people and his thoughts and his ideas and his honor and the rest of it. Of course, is known, very well known in Arabic history. Now, the poetry says that even that I am being fought or struggling to maintain the ability to do well and to win in my struggles, in spite of what some people will say or some people will do. Therefore, I wouldn't, shall we say, answer stupid talks to me or some people challenging me with silly or unfitting thoughts and ideas. Therefore, I rise above all this while I am doing what I think is right, and I do only what I think is honorable, and that is the idea of the poetry in these lines. Let us just read it quickly. وقور وأحداث الزمان تنوشني وللموت حولي جيئة وذهاب والحظ أحوال الزمان بمقلة بها الصدق صدق والكذاب كذاب بمن يشق الإنسان فيما ينوبه ومن أين للحر الكريم صحاب وقد صار هذا الزمان إلا أقلهم ذئابا على أجسادهن ثياب تابيت عن قومي فظنوا غباوتي بمفرق الأغبان حصى وتراب ولو عرفوني حق معرفتي بهم إذا لعلموا إني شهدت وغابوا. So that is the poem. Well, of course, the poem goes beyond just resisting, beyond just standfasting. It's talking about social issues. It's talking about relation between him and people around him. It's talking about him being able and maintaining the decency when it comes to relationships, when it comes to doing and meeting challenges in life. So that is the piece which is this. And now the other piece of poetry which is also been done for this is these few lines written by Diwan Sharif al-Radi. Diwan Sharif al-Radi is a large one. As you can see, this is 2 of his volumes, and what he's saying is that he's here in this poems is talking about there are times to be angry. There are times to be satisfied with the position around you and being calm and keeping calm and safe. Now, وللحلم, this is what says in Arabic. The poem says that وللحلم أوقات وللجهر وللجهل مثلها ولكن أوقاتي إلى الحلم أقرب يصول علي الجاهلون واعتلي ويعجم في القائلون وأعرب يرون احتمالي غصة فيزيد ويزيدهم لواعج ضغن أنني لست أغضب. Now he's talking about being tolerant. There are times to be tolerant and there are times to be angry, and there are times where I always when I am nearer to be tolerant than angry. While some of the ignorance, some of the, if you like, negative type of people might raise their voice against me, but I raise my behavior against them while they're raising their voices unrespectably against me. I raise my behavior and my conduct, doing much better when it comes to morality of the situation, being much better when it comes to the humanity of the situation. Some of them, they will see my patience being weakness. Some of them will also have, if you like, nightmares. So they have got problems of me being patient and being tolerant. So that is the idea of the poem. And of course, the poem is a long piece also, as you can see in this. Here we are. But this is what will be written in the artwork. So this is the artwork, which is we spoke about, which is لا تحزن. Appeared in many exhibitions. One of them is 2003 London. In this exhibition, as we said, Ali Umar in context. That was in London again, and also in Leighton House Museum in Kensington. The other time, this here we are again, came in this catalogue, and that was in Dubai in 2007. So that is these two exhibitions where we have this artwork being exhibited, and both the artworks being acquired in private collections in Middle East and other places. The next point, which is we are going to do, is as we do most of the time, is to read a story. Now the story, this is the story. Story. Now, this is one of the also stories which has been depicted in this encyclopedia, very much like an encyclopedia. It's a large book. This about 7 or 8 volumes of this by the very well-known, one of the best writers in Arabic language. Is called Abi Firas Al Hamadani, very well known, and his writing is beautiful. So much of his expressions are fantastic and beautiful and very expressive. Now, of course, Abi Firas is about something like I think about 1,000 years ago at least, when it comes to time. Now, the story is one of those stories which gives you the psyche of the society, how the society is mixed and has all the sorts of types of people and all sorts of intelligent, wise, and stupid and foolish, and all that, which is, of course, we will a lot of to learn from these kind of stories, and some of them are really also funny. Now, what the stories somehow says is that there are two people who are somehow very much, you can call them fools, i.e., people, while you cannot see their foolishness obviously in their faces, but what they say and what they do reveals that if you wait enough and you are patient to listen to what they do and to notice what they do also. Now, these two people met in the street. One of them said to this person who met him in the street, and they wanted to go because they were traveling in that road, and of course the road is a long road, and the place where they're going is a far away, so it means that they need to accompany each other for some time. And one of them suggested that to kill time and to make the journey lovable and laughable and nice, it might be a good idea to think of something to do and to think what they are going to be able to say to each other and the rest of it. So one of them suggested that why don't we, as he was saying, think of a dream, what we need to achieve in life. This is what the dream they mean. They don't mean dreaming when they are sleeping. What they mean is what their hopes. So they said, let us see exactly what we can achieve as part of our daydreaming exercise. So he said, the next guy to him, he said, yes, good idea, why not? So why don't you start and say what you really want to do in your life? He said, I wish that I have a lot of sheep and a lot of camels and a lot of gazelles and a lot of this stock where I can, shall we say, sell and use their products and make money out of that and the rest of it. And he said, okay, so that's one thing. So then when this guy finished, he asked his companion to tell about his dream. He said, so the companion said, I dream and I wish that I have a pack of wolves so I can let them on your sheep and camels to eat them. So, of course, I mean, this is not a friendly stuff, is it? This guy, all these are dreams. They have no sheep, they have no camels, they don't have any much of that. It's only dreams in their imagination. But this guy, even their imagination, he didn't want to leave it alone. So he imagined that he has a pack of wolves who are going to be able to kill all these sheep and camels being imagined by the other guy. Anyway, so the other guy was somehow angry and furious, and he started arguing. Both of them started arguing. Everybody is defending their line of thought. Anyway, they later on decided to wait for somebody to come. Anybody who comes first, they are going to ask him and to make him the judge. And what he tells them, then will be fine. So they, in a few minutes, somebody came, an old man on a donkey or something like this, bringing 2 big jars of honey on the donkey. Now these 2 guys stopped the man and asked him a favor. Can you please judge who is right and who is wrong in this? And they told him the story. the man somehow was flabbergasted, but he was also, we still need waiting for some kind of surprise from him also. So he did what he did. He came down from the donkey, opened the jars, and took the honey from the jars and put them in the on the sand, and he said, "By God, as you can see, my honey on the ground, that you are really two fools." So now the point is, he is trying to prove in action that these two guys are fools because they dreamt stupid dreams and they fought about these stupid dreams. But he forgotten that he was not dreaming and he was wasting his beautiful honey on the sand. So you can see that this story hold three big fools instead of two. Some of this must give us a lot of wise thought, that there's so much when it comes to what we think that we give trust to either in the system, in the political system, or the system of Jewry, or Jewry, or any of that, if that is really giving us the right service. A lot of this shows us that there is a lot of corrupted or stupid or fool parts of our system, which is govern any of us, or which is, shall we say, lives in the society and somehow looms around us when it comes to decisions. Could be political decisions or economical decisions or social decisions or any of that. So that is the story which is we are talking about here. Now, we have a wise saying, a piece of a nice wise sayings, and this wise sayings is right. Let me read it in Arabic and then translate it to English. It says, خير الناس من فرح للناس بالخير. The meaning of this, as it is translated here in the book, which is called The Arab Verbs by J.L. Burkhardt, it says that he is the chosen of the people who rejoices in the welfare of others, i.e., the person who rejoices in the welfare of others, the person who wishes good to others, will feel happy and pleased because others did well and got well in their life. That by himself is a good person, is a good generous in spiritual generosity and good soul. This is the whole idea of the wise sayings. Now, we have another part of this episode, which is as we did a few times, speak about Islamic scientific achievements, and we have a very well-known Muslim scientist, internationally, universally known Muslim scientist called Al-Bayruni. Now, the Bayruni is one of the outstanding scientists in the Islamic period. He has been talked about by so many historians, writers, and scientists and philosophers. And of course, there's so much about him, but of course, we only can talk about him a few seconds here. It says that his name is Abu Rayhan Muhammad ibn Ahmad al-Bayruni. The name is Abu Rayhan Muhammad ibn Ahmad al-Bayruni. It is 973. He was born in 973 and died 1048 BC. And he was one of the highest regarded scientists in the world till now. We are not talking about old times. Some of the writers and scientists were describing him is that he was the greatest ever person being known to in history. And the person who said that was very well known also by himself. Is called Sakhaw. Sakhaw is a very well known scientist, and I think we need to go back if he was as a scientist, as known scientist, or only he was a historian and a writer. So yeah, that's the thing. And of course, there's so much written about him. One of the things which is Bayruni was saying long time ago, when people thought that Earth was flat, he was saying that Earth was or oval, was like a ball. So that's one thing. And also there are so many other things which he spoke about. But of course, this is just to introduce the name to the viewers, so they can look for that in more details if they want to, and hope that they will, because all this is worthy of looking at the originalities of work has been done in behalf of humanity in science and other scientific or cultural achievements. Thank you very much indeed, and hope that we will meet you later.